surprise yourself on defense? Is this the most proud you've been walking off the floor during your sophomore career as far as the defensive effort is concerned?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to gauge that really, but yeah, it's exciting, to go out there and execute a game plan almost to the T. Um, Creighton's obviously one of the best offensive teams in the nation. They got shooters, they got Postgame, they got Doug McDermott, and being able to kind of control the tempo on that end of the floor was really good for us.
You guys played so well in that first half on both ends of the floor. There in the second half, and you guys started to build on that lead. Was there ever a point where you guys had any doubt on the outcome of the game? Or did you guys feel that you guys had that one just from the way you were playing, the way you guys were getting anything you wanted?
Well, I mean, we just wanted to control the tempo. I said a couple times out there, and Manny did also about finishing the game off. We earlier in the season we didn't quite finish games. We let teams battle back, and a team like Creighton, you can't let them get going. You can't let them get the threes rolling, and so we were kind of level-headed and stuck to our game plan until towards the end of the game, and last 4 minutes we kind of knew we had it wrapped up, but. Yeah, it was a great defensive effort, and we stuck to our game plan almost the whole time.
You talk about being aggressive offensively yourself, Jake, and right off the bat, you were able to go to the basket. Got Creighton in some foul trouble. Just talk about, you guys wanted to set the pace, but you were setting the pace a bit offensively to get the team going.
Yeah, I mean they kind of guarded the ball screens a little bit different than they did the first time we played them. They didn't want it. Obviously, at the beginning of the game, they didn't want Manny to get the ball. They were kind of denying him and sticking to him on the opposite side of the floor. So it kind of opened up the gaps for me. RJ and Justin did a great job of doing a shake action on our ball screens where they go to one side and screen on the other side, which kind of threw Echenike off when he was going to hedge the ball screens. But it was just good space on the floor and good movement that opened up the lanes for me to drive.
Manny, I know you helped defensively on McDermott among others. Let's talk about nobody in their starting lineup had double figures. You're talking about one of the highest scoring teams in the nation. Just talk about the defensive effort that you were a part of tonight.
I think it's a little bit of combination of both. I don't think they had the best shooting night, obviously. They missed some of the shots that they normally made. But it started with our defense. We didn't let them get in the rhythm. We didn't let them get a run, like have a big run or anything. Anytime they had a bucket, we'll get a stop. Afterward, or they get two, they didn't go on a big run, and that was a big part of it. They're such a good offensive team. They got so many weapons outside of McDermott. So we just wanna keep like Jake said, control the pace of the game, and just take away some of their strength. I thought we did a good job of that.
Defensively, how does this propel them to Saturday and games after? This defensive performance and this level that you guys can play at tonight.
Oh, well, we just got to bring the same effort and same kind of energy. The crowd was huge tonight for us. I thought we had a great crowd behind us, and that kind of fueled our energy a little bit, and that got us going and give us a lot of energy, and we feed off that. So we're gonna try to find a way. I'm sure we're gonna have some crowd on Saturday, and we're trying to feed off that while we're at home for these games before we go back on the road. So it's very crucial for us to come out and set a good defensive pace, because that's where we usually get going when we have good defensive game. Our offense come a lot easier when we're getting stops and we're getting steals and we're getting rebounds, we're getting on the break. So we gotta come up with the same effort on Saturday.
Jake, can you talk about the growth of this game within the context of the growth of the team throughout the season? I mean, this was one where you guys imposed your will on Creighton, and to a degree, you did the same thing as Wichita State last week. I mean, talk about the confidence that this team has to have the ability to do something like what you did tonight.
We've always had the confidence. We've had big games all year out in Hawaii. We had some big games, and with our problem is we just can't have any slip-ups against teams that like our next game or the game after that, and we got to take care of business, especially the rest of the tournament or the rest of the season.
RJ, can you talk about a great defensive effort, obviously, tonight, and you played a role in the paint on that. Can you talk about what you guys were doing to really limit them from getting anything going at all?
I mean, just a great team effort defensively. I mean, everyone slid on the help side and, had really good ball pressure. Coach Rags had a really good game plan coming into the game. We kind of knew what we were wanting to do, and we just all really executed. Everyone just stepped up, just played their role, and we were able to make runs and limit them from making runs.
It's an 11-point game at halftime, and you get a 4-point play talk about the importance of that because that really didn't allow Creighton to, they never really recovered from that. So.
Yeah, coach probably thinks I fall down too many times shooting those threes. I hear it all the time, but every once in a while they do get me and they do give me the call. I just try to keep the follow through up and knock it down and then hit the free throw. But yeah, that kind of sparked a little bit of a run there. Other guys made plays after that, just one after another, and then we got stop after stop, and we were just able really to push out to that lead.
So was there contact on it or not?
Yeah, there was on that one.
There was. There was.
Of course there was.
RJ, Jake talks about how Creighton defended the pick and roll and pick and pop a little differently this time. Is that an adjustment you guys made that was pointed out in a timeout, or is that just something you guys noticed through the game and were able to take advantage of?
The coaches, I mean, they always see that kind of stuff and they tell us, what to do on those. A lot of that was, I think, just the instinct of our guards and stuff, and I mean, it's just something we just switched. It was kind of on the fly, and it just kind of worked out.
Jake, the way you guys have beat some of the best teams in the country, how do you kind of take that performance and bottle it up, and against some of the teams in the conference that maybe you should beat by 20, you just beat the best team in the league by 20. How do you kind of take that to the next game?
It has a little bit to do with focus, but I mean, any team in the conference can beat you at any time, and especially on the road. I've seen a stat that was like 34% people win on the road, and it's tough to do in our league, and anybody can beat anybody, and just the focus and trying to control the pace at the beginning of the game is key, so we can get the things rolling early.